City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation. Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News, police seek information from the public in relation to an aggravated robbery at Westbrook. Rainbow Springs announces the name and sex of their biggest ever Kiwi chick, and the Rotorua Museum invites the community to share their First World War treasures. Police are seeking information from the public in relation to an aggravated robbery at the Challenge service station on Malfoy Road, Westbrook at 8:48 p.m. on the 6th of November. Two males entered the store armed with a knife and a cut-down firearm, leaving less than a minute later with cash, cigarettes and tobacco. Both offenders are described as average build, wearing black hoodies and dark jeans. One male had a dark complexion and the other was approximately 170 centimetres tall and wore white gloves. There were several members of the public in the area at the time of the robbery who may have seen the offenders. So Rotorua Police are specifically seeking to identify and speak with a group of people who saw the offenders riding down Thebes Street on bicycles. If you have any information regarding this incident, contact Detective Kath Wills on Rotorua Police, or at Rotorua Police of course, on 07 213 1887, or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111. Rainbow Springs recently hatched their biggest ever Kiwi chick, and they've just announced that it's a boy. The chick was born on October 25th, weighing in at a massive 436 grams, and has only this week had DNA testing to determine the sex. Rainbow Springs took to social media for name suggestions for the chick, deciding on Fat Freddy's Drop after the New Zealand band of the same name. The team at Rainbow Springs say that the name is especially suitable, given that for a Kiwi, Fat Freddy's extremely vocal.
This is Fat Freddy at Kiwi Encounter and his version of singing.
The not-so-little baby will be returned to the Napier region in a few weeks, where he'll grow until he's released into the wild. Rotorua Museum is inviting the community to share their World War I treasures to be considered for their First World War centenary commemorations next year. Members of the community can take their World War I objects, personal items and photos to the museum next Sunday, November the 17th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. For more information and a submission form, you can visit Rotorua Museum, one word, rotoruamuseum.co.nz/WW1. And in sport tonight, Olympic medalist Sarah Walker has joined the inaugural Kids Weet-Bix triathlon event being held at Kurau Park on December the 8th, where she'll be cheering the children on and encouraging them to give it a try. It's the first time in the history of the inaugural series that a Weet-Bix Kids triathlon has been held in Rotorua, and the event has already had over 400 registrations, with entry forms limited, so schools and individuals wanting to get involved should register as soon as possible. Registrations can be completed online at try.weetbix.co.nz. To your weather now, and the forecast for tonight is for showers clearing, which is good news, with light winds and an overnight low of 7. And a reminder that our weekend weather roundup is coming up straight after City News, thanks to Met Service. And for program listings and other info, or to catch up on City News, check out our website, that's tvrotorua.co.nz. And still to come in tonight's program, we find out about this Sunday's Dogs Day Out. We're at the Aquatic Centre talking to Andrew Smith about their summer program, and Fraser McKenzie from Ibis Hotel tells us about the Ibis Bike the Lake event happening this weekend.
Well, this weekend is the 9th annual Ibis Bike the Lake race, and joining me today is the General Manager of the Ibis Hotel. Thanks for joining us today, Fraser McKenzie. Now, this is, like I said, the 9th annual race. It's obviously a big event because we've had 8 previously. Pretty exciting weekend.
Oh, a fantastic weekend coming up. Look, the Ibises have been involved for the last 5 years with the naming rights for the Bike the Lake. It's a fantastic event, and look, we participate for two reasons. One, that it's a great event for the community and supports health and fitness in the community, and secondly, because it brings a whole lot of different people into Rotorua from the surrounding districts. Whole of the Bay of Plenty participates, and we get a heck of a lot of people coming down from Auckland as well.
Now, recently in 2011, there was a couple of thousand bikers that came, so it is, like you said, a big event for the city.
It really builds year on year, and it's spectacular. In 2011, I think the numbers were around about 1,200, and that went up last year as well. So this year, with a bit of fine weather, we're really anticipating a growth in those numbers.
So what exactly is the course? Because it's obviously 42 kilometres around the lake, but it's a little bit different than just going around, isn't it?
Well, it is. Look, I can talk from experience. We start off from out the front of the Ibis Hotel and shoot around through past the airport, down around the corner of the lake and back through Nongataha. And I think that last probably 3 or 4 k's in from the main road, the old Taupo, is probably the hardest, because you know the finish is there and you're just driving to get there.
Now, for those really enthusiastic bikers, you can do 2 laps.
Well, you certainly can. I can't say that I've participated in that, but yeah, for those I guess more leisurely riders and those who are just out to enjoy themselves, then it's only the 42 k's quick whip around the lake. Takes probably just over an hour. And then for those who are really keen enthusiasts, you get them going around twice. And oddly enough, those guys and girls tend to beat the leisure riders.
Now, 84 kilometres, that's a long way to go. Would you be keen to do it?
Well, I don't know if you get me on tape saying that, but I think every year they get more people participating, because it's such a great sport. Yeah. And biking, particularly in the Central North Highland, has had a real increase in focus over the last 2 years.
Now, this year you've also got a new category for the high schools.
Yeah, that's right. The junior and senior riders for secondary school category. That's going to be fantastic, because as you know how competitive the schools are in the Bay of Plenty. So it's going to be really exciting to see how they all go.
Now, the other really good thing that I read about the press release, now the public will love this, there's over $100,000 worth of prizes.
Look, you just can't believe it, and they give away fantastic bikes. It's just on the green behind us here. After the race, it's usually a couple of hours after, so it gives time for the riders to relax and recuperate, and then also go out and try some of the fantastic restaurants and bars that are in the area.
Now, if there's some mad keen bikers at home wanting to get into the race, Fraser, where do they go to register?
Look, there's an online registration on Ibis Bike the Lake. It's fairly simple. There's a small fee that goes towards the safety, security and organisation, but other than that, it's just a fantastic day out. Yeah.
Now let's talk about that, because safety is paramount. So what sort of measures are in place to make sure that riders are protected?
Look, the whole of the route is controlled by the race organisers. They have safety vehicles that travel around, and in fact, was it last year I stopped and I had a bit of a drama, a flat tyre, and I thought, oh, how am I going to fix this? But in actual fact, some of the guys from the bike shop, they stop by and they help out and they fix that for free. I mean, it really is a great community event.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about our city, is that the community always get involved with events like this, marathons and triathlons and even things like Xterra, and lots of different businesses come on to help support and sponsor. So, and that's part of your role as a major sponsor.
Well, it is, and as I said before, we look at it and it's really is a community event. We look at it and see what value it's going to give to the community, and this is just fantastic, because as we said, it brings money into the community. It also brings a whole range of different people together.
Now, like we said, Ibis is the major sponsor, but is also a sister hotel to the property here at Novotel.
That's right, and thanks for that free pitch. The Novotel Rotorua stands alongside the Ibis, and again, it has heavy involvement in the community.
Now, with great events like this, Fraser, there's always got to be a charity involved. So is there any charity involved that may receive some sort of dividend or benefactors of this?
Yeah, absolutely. Canteen are involved this year, and it's so good to be able to give money back to a great charity like Canteen. But you know, we're not the only sponsors that are involved here. There are other people involved. If I think off the top of my head, we've got Destination Rotorua also participate and help. We've got the Zorb, we've got Agro Adventures, NZ Drop Zone, Laser. There's a whole rift of people who are part of the community and companies that really step up and help in events like these.
Now, I guess the big question is are you going to be racing again this year?
Look, unfortunately, you've caught me out there, because unfortunately I'm out of Rotorua, but I have lent my bike to one of the other guys in the hotel, so it will be racing around.
All right, Fraser, appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, summer is on its way and lots of people are going to be heading down to the Aquatic Centre to cool off in those hot summer months. I'm here with Andrew Smith, who's the Operations Manager at the Aquatic Centre, to find out a little bit of what's coming up this summer. So what is coming up this summer, Andrew?
So for us, it's a real focus on health and safety and families as well. So people being able to come down here, enjoy time with the family, get in, play around with the kids, but know that it's in a safe environment as well. So we've got lots of activities coming up. We've got a Green Team holiday program who are going to be doing lots of fun activities. We're also going to be having inflatables up throughout the summer every single day, so the kids can come in, have a great time on the inflatables and really enjoy the facilities we have here.
So speaking of the facilities, do you see any developments happening in the future at any point?
At this stage, we're just seeing the direction of the new councillors who have come on board, and it's fantastic to have the new councillors come on board, and also seeing what direction they want to take with the city. So we're just holding back to see what happens then. I mean, we haven't had a development for about 10 years now, so it would be great to see something happen here. But in saying that, we always make sure that we're providing a safe, fun and clean environment for people to come and enjoy.
Have you got any ideas of what that development what you might like?
At this stage, I think it's making sure we tailor towards our customers. It would be great to hear what our customers want to have here. And we've been out a few times for submissions, and there's the usual ones like the cafe and slides as well. So really it's just hearing what our customers' feedback is and going from there.
Well, so maybe we could do a bit of a call out to people in Rotorua.
Absolutely.
To get them to tell us what they would like at the Aquatic Centre. So what would you like people to tell you?
For us, we'd love the feedback that the people provide. For us, we use that feedback to try and achieve what people want for our facility, but also for the community. So we do listen to all the feedback which comes in, and it's really appreciated.
Great. So give you a phone call or write you a letter.
Absolutely. My door is always open, and the more people I can get to come and give me new ideas, then it's real fantastic to have.
It's always great getting free advice, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. You can't go away from it.
So you're saying safety first. How is the safety record here at the Aquatic Centre?
Safety record is absolutely fantastic. We have a team of around 70 working here, and we operate on a very safe but fun environment as well. We avoid trying to shout or tell people off, but making sure that we educate as well, and that's the importance of it. So if you do find yourself running in the Aquatic Centre, you'll probably be told by a lifeguard to slow down, not to run, and there are reasons behind that. We're not just trying to stop the fun.
Little children might have a broken arm for summer and then they won't be able to do any swimming. So now I wanted to know, because you've had so much development recently and you've got this staff of 70 that are on,
yep.
Is this big enough for Rotorua? Do we need a bigger one?
I mean, for me, being in aquatics for as long as I have, you always want to look at that extra little bit. What we found is we get so much support from the Rotorua community that it's fantastic to have. Our numbers are growing every year without any development, and we just encourage people to come down here, enjoy the facilities that we have, get involved, but most importantly, bring your family, hop in with the kids as well. It's great when we can see a whole family come in, and we have some fantastic promotions.
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely, love to hear it.
A hydro slide.
Oh, now that would be fantastic.
A hydro slide would just get a whole lot of people very excited. So summer's going to be great. It's on its way. Safety conscious. You want to hear what people are saying.
Yep.
Anything else that you'd like the Rotorua public to know about the Aquatic Centre?
No, we'd just love to see you all here. Come on down, and we've got lots of promotions coming up in the summer as well to make sure that you have a fun and enjoyable time at the Aquatic Centre.
And swim session, you want all the kiddies to be coming down here learning to swim?
Absolutely. One of the fantastic programs that we offer here is our swim station swim school, and they provide around about 1,000 kids the ability to learn the strokes, develop their techniques so they are safe in the water, but also having fun at the same time.
And you've got real professional swimmers teaching them how to swim, don't you?
Absolutely.
They're not just uncle or auntie down at the river.
No, absolutely. All our instructors are fully trained in how to develop strokes and understand how to get the best out of all the children we have coming through here, and they're also really fun to be with as well.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Not a problem.
It's gone very quickly, but remember the hydro slide and everything will be great.
Absolutely. I've already made a note of it.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Well, the SPCA and Vet Plus do amazing things in our community for the welfare of our animals, and this weekend is an initiative that's been running for a few years now, and it's the Dogs Day Out. Well, with me is Trevor Kelly and Trina Braithwaite from Vet Plus. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Now, this is obviously a big day in the calendar for Vet Plus, so how many people are you expecting to come to the Dogs Day Out?
Oh, we're hoping to get 300 dogs again and maybe 600 people.
Wow, that's a huge amount of dogs to have in one place. That must be chaos.
Yeah, it is, but they're pretty well behaved and everyone's got their dogs on a lead, so it's all controlled.
Now, it's this weekend, like I mentioned, Trevor. Whereabouts is it being held this year?
It's being held at the Scion Grounds. It's been there for the last 5 or 6 years. We've been doing it now for 10 years, and the last 6 years have been to raise money for the SPCA.
Wow, that must be fantastic for the SPCA, because it's at the end of their funding campaign right now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So their appeal week runs this week through this week and ends this weekend, and so this is the cap off that week.
Yeah. And if people at home watching and want to come along, do they need to register?
The idea is that they come along and they make a $5 donation for each dog that goes on the walk, and that all that money goes to the SPCA. For that, they get a little goodie bag which has some bits and pieces in it that are from our sponsors, and hopefully there's more than $5 value there.
Now, like Trevor said, Trina, the dogs go for a bit of a walk, but what sort of things do you actually do on the day?
They go for a walk, and then we have a whole lot of competitions. We've got the waggiest tail, own a dog lookalike, a fancy dress. These are all gold coin donations, so just to enter, and there's some awesome prizes up for grabs.
Now, I have to ask you, the dog lookalike or owner lookalike, that must cause a few laughs.
Yes, it sure does. We try not to hurt anyone's feelings.
Well, maybe some people like that. You never know.
Well, it's amazing how many do look like their dogs.
Now, that must be quite hilarious when you're giving up the prize for an owner to look like the dog. So tell me a little about last year's winner.
Last year's winner's got a few laughs because he was a sort of same shape as his dog.
What kind of dog was that?
It was a big Rottweiler.
Yeah. Now, like I said earlier in the show, that there must be organised chaos. So what's it like having 300, 400 dogs all in the one area?
It's surprisingly calm. Most dogs, once they've had their initial excitement, settle down, and after their walk they'll sit down in the sun and just laze around and not cause any trouble at all.
Now, there's obviously, like we said, a big fundraiser for the SPCA. So how much are you expecting to raise?
For the last 3 or 4 years we've raised around between $3,000 and $4,000.
Wow, that's great, isn't it?
So we always try to beat that, so hopefully.
Now, do the Vet Plus staff, do they all get involved and bring their dogs down too?
What they sure do. We have over 20 staff usually involved with the day, and I'll be bringing 2 of mine, and everyone else brings their dogs usually as well.
Yeah. Now, there's obviously going to be some dogs here at the SPCA that are needing homes or to be fostered out. Are you going to bring those down as well?
Yes, they'll come along and they'll have a little jacket on and hopefully have a little parade in the ring there, and maybe it'll lead to some of them being adopted.
Yeah. Now, when we first walked in here, I noticed there wasn't a lot of dogs here at the SPCA, which is a good thing because it means that there's not many strays out there. So there's no one barking.
No, not at the
so
moment.
that's good.
Not at the moment, that's right. Well, the SPCA generally don't deal with the strays. That is for the council to deal with. They deal with they're trying to deal with the cruelty cases or the unwanted cases along those lines. So the dogs we've got here are often being signed over to us looking for homes, or have been needing a home for other reasons.
Now, just coming back to Dogs Day Out, is there going to be entertainment? And I believe there's going to be police dogs there doing a show.
Yep, the police dogs are going to come back and do a demonstration for us, so that's always lots of fun for the crowd.
Now, is that where you get to wear the big arm, the steel arm?
No, you get to wear the big arm.
Now, in partnership with the SPCA and the council, you guys are also involved in the de-sexing program. How's that going along, Trevor?
It's gone really well. This initially started 3 years ago with the cat de-sexing program, which only Vet Plus were involved in, and that was been so successful in reducing numbers of cats coming through the shelter that we, in conjunction with all the vets in town, have started a dog de-sexing campaign, which means that people who can't afford to pay the full price for dog de-sexing have part of that sponsored by the vets and the SPCA and another charity who's donated some money towards it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how successful has it been there, Trina?
It's been hugely successful, yeah. They're really busy with it.
Now, if there's some dog owners at home that can't make it to Dogs Day Out this weekend, can they volunteer their time any other way?
The SPCA is always looking for quality volunteers to help around the shelter, looking after the animals, even if dog walking, patting the cats, cleaning the cages, that sort of thing. So if they've got time to volunteer, that would be great. And this whole event is about raising money for the SPCA. So if they can't turn up on the day, they still feel free to donate what they can afford.
Yeah, cool. Right, appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, sounds like Sunday is going to be a great day out, not only for your dog, but for the whole family too. And I actually haven't told my poodle yet. Probably pressed me to take him. If you would like to contact the station about news or a community event, you can call the station on 073488984, or you can email news@tiwirotorua.co.nz. From the team at City News, we hope you have a safe and relaxing weekend. Kumara.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.